Damon hit me up and said, you got thoughts on these Big Ten schedules? Yes, I do, Damon. Yes, I do. Let me ask you a question. Anyone out there right now, how many Michigan games have you watched? Unless you're a Michigan fan, the answer is probably very few, if any, because they've got a soft schedule this year. Well, the galaxy, the universe took notice, and it said, not in 2024. I am not going to go as far as to claim that the sport is rigged against Michigan in 2024. I'm just telling you, they play Ohio State, Washington, Oregon, USC, and Texas in the same year. And for those interested, I didn't know this. Associate Bradley recited these rankings off the top of his head. Michigan next year plays the current number 4, number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 3 teams in the country. What? So, there's that for Michigan. I guess Jim Harbaugh's still there. I don't know if we're going to do that thing every winter where we see whether he's going to the NFL. I don't know if J.J. McCarthy's still going to be there. My advice to Michigan is win the whole thing this year, because I have no clue how you go better than 9-3, maybe 10-2 next year. We'll see. We move on. Oh, by the way, we do have protected rivalries. Colin, could you take 3A for me right quick? So I was very concerned when the Big Ten started talking about shifting and started talking about adding to the conference and started talking about revamping their schedule. I was concerned about that guy right there. If you're listening on podcast, I'm pointing towards Floyd of Rosedale, the Floyd of Excellence, as we call him in the studio. But I have great news, and I am prepared to let the world know tonight, Iowa versus Minnesota is a protected rivalry. The Floyd lives not only in our hearts, but right there on the field every year. Illinois Northwestern, still there. Oh, thank the Lord. Indiana, Purdue, yes. Iowa, Nebraska, yes. A lot of these things most of you don't care about, but Iowa, Minnesota, as a youth from Harris County, Georgia, naturally I gravitated towards Iowa, Minnesota, and Floyd of Rosedale. Okay, we move on. USC, welcome to the Big Ten, man. So USC, if any of you are concerned about the softness of their schedule, worry no more. Just in conference play next year, Penn State, Michigan, Wisconsin, and then they got Washington and UCLA. And by the way, they play Notre Dame every year. And doubly, by the way, they're just going to play LSU for good measure. That's right, LSU versus USC to start next year in Las Vegas, on top of Penn State and Michigan and Washington. So there that is. Have fun, Lincoln Riley. Travel's going to be off the charts insane here. No, we knew this. We had to know this was coming. But man, oh man, listen to this. The travel for some of these West Coast teams is wild. Washington next year will play at Indiana, at Iowa, at Rutgers, and at Penn State. Just those 4 games, just those 4 road trips total 4,400 miles round trip, 3,600 miles round trip, 5,600 miles round trip, 5,200 miles round trip. 10, 11, 12, 13. That's like 17 or 18,000 miles round trip just on 4 road games in conference. But they have planes, so I'm sure it has no effect at all. Go fly cross country and then try and compete at the highest physical level. Exert yourself physically at as high a level as you ever have, and then go home and then do the same thing 3 or 4 days the next week, and then go do it all over again. You tell me how you... In fact, don't do any of that. If you're 18 years old, just fly from Seattle to Bloomington, Indiana, and just go jog around a park and let me know how you feel. They're going to go play football games doing that. Also, I couldn't help but notice, they didn't just release the 2024 schedule. Jesse, how far did they go? To 2028, I think it was, which is brilliant, because there is approximately 0.01% chance the Big Ten doesn't expand again by then. It's like the Roman Empire at its height. Map makers were the busiest people in the world because they'd have to update the map of the Roman Empire every 45 minutes because they'd go conquer some third world country and, we expanded again. Hail Caesar. Well, right now it's kind of like hail Tony Petiti, because at any moment we could have breaking news that the Big Ten's all of a sudden expanded again. You never know it's coming until it's already there. And so I have no interest in what the 2028 Big Ten schedule looks like, because that's not going to be what the Big Ten schedule actually is in 2028.